In this video, we're going to go over text shadows and box shadows in CSS3. So in the body here, we're going to create a couple H1s. Let's give it a class of text1, and we'll just say hello world. Okay, and then I'm going to copy that, and we're going to have two more of these. Okay, so we'll have text1, 2, and 3. So let's go up to our style here and we'll say h1.text1, and we're going to set a text shadow property, and let's say 2 pixels by 2 pixels, and you can see that it has a little shadow. Alright, now what these numbers are, this one is the position of the horizontal shadow and this one is the vertical shadow. Alright, now we also have a blur option. You can see that the shadow is very well defined. If we want, we could say 5 pixels, and now you can see that it's more blurry and it actually looks a lot better. Now we can also add a color, let's say red. And now you can see we have a red shadow. For H1 text 2, let's go ahead and make the text white. And I'm going to say 2, 2, 5, and then let's say black. So now you can see that the text is actually white. We're only seeing the shadow. Now we could also use multiple shadows. Let's go ahead and copy that. This will be text 3. Get rid of the color. And then for our shadow, let's go ahead and do 0, 0, 3 pixels. And let's put in hexadecimal. We'll do red. Let's do 0, 0, 5 pixels. Let's go ahead and see what that gives us. Okay, so this is actually using multiple shadows, one red, one blue. Alright, so there's a lot of different combinations you can use to get different looks and different effects. So I want to move on to box shadows. So let's go down here and let's create a div, and we'll give it an ID of box1. Okay, let's go up here in the CSS and we're going to say ID box1. Let's give it a width of 300 pixels. We'll do a height of 200 pixels, padding 15, and give it a background color of red. And then we'll add, well, actually let's save that, see what it looks like. Here we just have a red box. Now we want to add the box shadow property. And let's do 10 pixels, 10 pixels, 5 pixels, and so yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now you can see the box shadow. So this is the horizontal shadow, the vertical, and then this is the blur. Okay, we can also change the color if we want. Let's say gray. Save it, reload, and now you can see that the shadow is gray. Now, the last thing I want to do is create a card, which is really cool for something like a news site or a blog site where you want to maybe preview a little bit of a story along with an image and have it look nice. So we're going to create, let's do a class called card. And inside that we'll have a class called card header. And these classes I'm just creating, they don't have to be called this. And then under that we'll have a class card container. And let's just indent these. Okay, so in the header we'll just do an H1, and I'm just going to put the number 1. And then in this right here we'll put a paragraph, and we'll just say this is a card. Alright, so it doesn't look like much if we look at it now, but we can add some styling to it. So let's go up here and say class card. Let's set a width of 250, and then I'm going to paste in a box shadow. It's kind of a lot to type, so let's just paste that in. So we have our horizontal and vertical shadows, and we're using the RGBA, which is the red, green, blue alpha color system, and we're just setting it to black, 3 zeros, and then an opacity of 0.2, and then down here 0.19. Okay, so that'll give it a shadow. And let's see, we also want a text align to the center, and then we'll do our card header, and for that let's set a background color of red. We'll set a color of white, and padding 10 pixels, and we'll set the font size to 40 pixels. Okay, and then the container, I just want to have padding 10 pixels. Okay, so let's save that and reload, and I just want to put a line break to separate these. And that's a card. Okay, so you can see we have kind of an area here where we could put large text, or we could put an image, and then in here we could put some kind of caption. So you might see a couple of these lined up on a news site or a blog site, and you can see we've set up the box shadow as well. So something really easy to do that looks pretty nice and clean. So I think we'll go ahead and stop here, and in the next video we're going to get into CSS transitions and animation.